Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, it's lovely to see you again and thank you so much for returning. And if you are new here, then welcome. My name's Sophie and it is a great pleasure to have your company today. So today I just wanted to go through my Kiragami set. So I've had this set since about 2020. I purchased it during one of the lockdowns. Obviously purchased it online and I've been very lucky because it's a really good set in terms of how it's been cut, because I've seen some of them that are not being cut very well. So I just wanted to go through the details of this set and just let you know what I use mine for, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are a little bit unsure about this set in terms of what it can be used for. So, and I love mine. I use mine all the time. So yeah, I just wanted to go through it and let you know sort of some ideas maybe about how you can use it. So you get 3 pieces and they all sit inside each other. So there's a little one inside this medium pouch, and then the medium pouch plus the little one goes inside the big one. And that's how it comes to you when you order it. However, there's stuff in here. So that's why this one and the baby one are just together on their own. So I'll start with the big one. So you can see how well it's been cut. And obviously I didn't go to store to pick my own, because I would have picked one that was as well cut as this in terms of, you know, not being too far over one way or the other. So I'm really happy with that. It's one piece of canvas that's been, I guess, folded, which is why I think they call it Kiragami. So it goes all the way around. Obviously that's the back side. And if it was upright, the canvas, sorry, not the canvas, the LVs and the, well, I was going to say these would be upside down, but they're sort of universal, aren't they? But the LVs would certainly be upside down, are upside down. What am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say, you can see it. They are upside down, quite obviously, you know, here and all over. So that's the big one. And it's pink on the inside, which I'll come to in more detail later. So I've got the medium-sized one, and let me see if I can do a better job of describing this one. So again, if I do that, they're the right side up. But obviously, you know, if I flip it around that way, they're upside down. And they're obviously quite easy to see. I'm going to show you the nose with the medium-sized pouch. You can see it's branded. The big one's the same. And the little one that's inside here is also the same. You can see the colour of the inside of this piece already. This one's red. And then sitting in there is the little baby teeny weeny one. It's so cute. And again, you can see how well it's been cut in terms of symmetry. And this one is like that on the back. They were all made obviously in France. You don't get, you know, the little one made in France, this one in Spain, and then, you know, this one in Italy or whatever. They're all made, I guess, by the same person in the same country. So this one's great. I'll just show you. I've got my lip balm here from Burt's Bees. So you can see that that goes really easily in there. Let's just see if we could get a hand sanitizer in there as well. I don't think we could. No. So you couldn't get both in. This little one will fit debit cards, credit cards, store cards, that sort of thing. Let's see if the sanitizer will go in on its own, which it does. So if you wanted to be super extra bougie, you could carry your sanitizer around in that little pouch. And why not? If you want to do that, more power to you, go for it. I wouldn't personally, but if you wanted to, why not? What I tend to carry in here is just a couple of lip products. So I've got my lip balm. If I'm going to carry it, I'll either carry cards in it or a couple of lip products. I'll just get another. So I've got my Clinique lipstick there. You can can see that that goes in, no problem. And it fastens, again, no problem. It's not bulging anywhere. So as a little catch-all, you know, you could get maybe, you know, a couple of plasters in the back of there, you know, a couple of paracetamol, ibuprofen, a couple of those little hand wipes that you can get sometimes from restaurants and things would go in there. So it's really quite functional. Because it's kind of compact, you know, it fits easily into lots of smaller bags. So I'm loving that. This medium one, I know a lot of people sell this size, and I wouldn't personally. I remember back in the day when the Papillon bag was all over everywhere, and it used to come with a little baby inside that was the same shape and size, but the same shape but just shrunken. And I know loads of people sold that little pouch, and of course it devalued the bag. And so for me, I'm keeping my set together. I don't envisage that I'm ever going to sell this set. However, you know, never say never. And I think as a whole, it would be worth more than, you know, just the two pieces here without this. So even though it is a bit of an awkward shape, no, I'm sorry, not an awkward shape, an awkward size, I still would keep it because a passport will fit in there, 2 passports, 3. I think you can get up to about 4 passports in there. So if you are someone who has a family, or you're just travelling all together as friends and you want to keep everything together, passports can go in there. I will show you shortly. So let's get this little baby one out of the way again. So this one is fab because of its size. So you can use it obviously as a clutch bag. You can get conversion kits nowadays where something sits inside here and then you have a strap, so you can use it as a handbag. I wouldn't do that personally, but that's just a personal preference thing. There's nothing wrong with doing it per se. So inside mine I keep all my travel stuff. So I took this to Vegas with me and I absolutely loved it. It went in my handbag. I took as part of my sort of hand luggage, so not my small hand luggage case, but my actual handbag that I had on my shoulder. I took my Le Pliage from Longchamp, and that just went in there brilliantly. And I'm a person that will, I mean, this is all the stuff that I took to Vegas with me. This is all the hard copies of all the booking reservations and everything. Boarding passes, everything just got printed out and put in here. So it's great because in the UK we use A4 paper predominantly. I don't know about other countries, but certainly for printing and for everything really, we use size A4. And so if you fold A4 paper in half, it fits perfectly. And I loved that. I absolutely loved that. So this is my travel pouch. This is what I use solely for my travel bits and bobs, and it keeps everything together in one place. I know where it is. It's easy to see because it's massive, and it's just nice for organisation. So I'll get some of this stuff out. So that's all my bookings and stuff. You can see how much, you know, paper is there. Amazing, really, really good. And what does that say? Oh, Heathrow parking confirmation, everything. Honestly, I printed everything out. So let's get that out of the way. I have my passport cover in here. There's nothing in it at the minute. I had it hot stamped in Vegas. My passport normally does sit in here, but for some reason it's just not in there at the minute. So I have my 2 little acupressure wrist bands. So you measure using, I can't really show you, you measure using your fingers to a certain point on your wrist, and then it sits, that little ball presses on the correct point on your wrist and it stops you from having motion sickness. Some people love them, some people don't. I love them, they work for me. Whether it's psychosomatic or not, it doesn't matter, does it, as long as it works. And I swear by them. Ordinarily there are ear plugs in here as well, but I've been using them for sleep just over the last couple of weeks. So that's why they're not in here. But normally I have a little round with 2 little ear plugs in, and they're just the ones that you roll like that, and then you quickly put them in your ear and they expand back to the shape of your ear. That's my passport. For anyone that's interested, that's what the British passport looks like now we've left the EU. They've gone back to the blue colour. But yeah, that's what it looks like anyway, if anyone's interested. And it's got the unicorn on and the lion and the crest and the crown, and yeah, brilliant. I love the fact that, you know, we have the unicorn on, which predominantly, obviously, represents Scotland. Who doesn't love a unicorn? Mythical, beautiful creatures. So let's get that out of the way. Sorry for digressing there, by the way. So you can see actually just how, you know, deep this pouch is. Beautiful colour on the inside. I think it's the rose ballerine colour that's inside this one. Let's see if I can show you. Oh, again, made in France. And so as a travel pouch, I love that. And of course, obviously, once you get to your destination, if you wanted to, you could use that as a clutch bag. So that's brilliant. This middle one, as I was saying earlier, does fit a passport. So whether or not it'll fit my passport with its little, oh, it does, yeah. So you can see there, it fits it beautifully. So again, if you just wanted to carry your passport, or, you know, 2, 3, 4 passports in there, I think you'd definitely get 2, 3, probably 4, you know, in these protective sleeves so that your details don't get nicked, are cheap enough, you know. So if you don't want to carry around something like that, you know, that just gives you a good idea of what the size is. I don't know whether all passports are the same size, but certainly the UK or British passport does fit in there beautifully. And it, you know, it doesn't rattle around or anything like that. It's almost a perfect size. And then obviously mine normally goes in here. I've got it hot stamped with my initials as well, which I had done in Vegas. And I usually just put it in. Not ideal. It's really not ideal, but I usually just put it in like that. It doesn't go in that side. For some reason, I just have it in. I think it's because I'm right-handed. It's easier to get it out from the left, and then it just folds like that. And it's not. I mean, you can see there. It's because it's got the protective pouch. It doesn't fasten quite properly. You can see the lip there, but it's fine for me. I don't mind. But I think moving forward, because it's quite faffy, right? Especially when you're in the airport, to get it out and put it back in all the time. I think moving forward, this is probably just going to be a piece that I have in my collection that probably won't get used that much. But I'm not going to get rid of it, A, because it's hot stamped, but B, and more importantly, I love it. And it's just something nice to have. Get the passport out of the way. So that's it. That's predominantly what I would use these pieces for. Obviously great for in a handbag, great for travel, also great for travel. And the thing is as well, once this is empty, to put your passports back in, and if you don't have loads and loads of stuff in there and loads of printouts, you could just put, you know, keep it in there with, let's see if the documents will go back in. See how brilliantly an A4 piece of paper fits in there when it's been folded. I mean, how good is that? And you've got everything to hand, you know exactly where everything is. If you don't need if you don't need these wristbands, for example, and you're not going to be carrying around something like that, and everyone's passports are in there, you know exactly where they are. They're secure. You know, this is, as I said earlier, this is easy to find in any bag because it's massive. And then when you get to your destination, you've got 2 bags there. Because I'll tell you something else as well, just out of interest. My iPhone 14 without its case will fit in here. So again, you could just use that as a little, you know, if you've got your room key, your room card, and your phone, and maybe a debit card in there and a lipstick, just to go down to dinner in the evening. Amazing if you're on holiday. So, you know, that's how I use these pieces. As I said, I don't really particularly use that all that much. But again, I'm not going to get rid of it because it's part of a set, and I think that they should be kept together personally, in my own preference. If you want to sell yours, more power to you, go for it. But for me, I like, if it's going to come as a set, if it's going to leave my possession, it leaves as a set. You know, everyone's different, aren't they? So that's it. I really hope that this was a helpful video. I hope it was enjoyable. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing. It's absolutely free. You are more than welcome here anytime. You should know that by now. But if you don't know that, you are more than welcome here anytime. Take care, guys, and I will see you again soon in my next one. And don't forget to click on like. Bye-bye.